To Pearl. If gems are ultimately genderless, how comes you all use feminine pronouns just as she rather than more neutral pronouns like they? Buddy, you got a big storm coming. Should I? Do it. It'll be almost as funny as when you asked her that question the first time. Hey Pearl! Yes, Stephen? Do you mind answering this question I got? It's about gem stuff. Sure. What kind of... Ugh, not this again. Stephen, we've been over this. One human language is not the end-all be-all for classifying gems. We've been on this planet for over 5,000 years. And we've had bigger issues than what humans choose to call us. Frankly, I always thought your species' obsession with trying to desperately classify various genetic variables into strict cultural roles was a bit too similar to Homeworld. Never mind the fact that humans have come up with thousands of various languages, many of which don't even have gender distinction in their pronouns, while others have several. It's hard to keep track of what you call each other, let alone us. In the end, it's a matter of habit and simplicity. Yes, it's true. In old and modern forms of English, we call gems she. Because for the past few centuries, the people of Beach City insisted on calling us that. Your kind has always been very stubborn, and slow to understand concepts which are novel to your culture. When we arrived on this planet, many of your elders insisted that our light forms looked like your women. And frankly, arguing with you was more troublesome than just letting you call us whatever you wanted. Of course, in our language, we also have grammatical forms of speech that change based on what sort of gem is speaking. Quartzes, beryls, demantoids, just to name a few. I suppose it's the closest parallel we have to your human genders. GEMders, if you will. What was the question? If we're all genderless rocks, how come we don't use the they-them pronouns? Well, we could, I suppose. Back when we first arrived on your planet, the humans Rose and I met spoke Sumerian, which only had animate and inanimate gender classes, and they used the non-animate grammatical gender to refer to us. That's sort of gender neutral in a sense. The human language changes and evolves so quickly, and in each new place we visited, they all insisted on calling us something else. Most of the time she, a few times he, or other less gendered forms, depending on the language. In a few hundred years, perhaps you humans will start using different pronouns for us, even in English. That all being said, none of them will ever define us perfectly, because they are all made for your culture, not ours. For example, if your human friend Connie went to Homeworld, they may mistake her for a bronzite and demand that she use those terms to refer to herself. But that doesn't make her a gem. Nor would she have much luck explaining the intricacies of human genders to Homeworld, I would imagine. Maybe that's how it is for you, P. But I've never even been to Homeworld. I don't know anything about those funky Homeworld GEMders. And even if I did, I don't think I'd like them much. I like using the human pronouns. Sure, humans change their languages a lot, but it's more fun that way, innit? Well, you're not wrong, Amethyst. In fact, when we found you, Rose was very insistent that we didn't impress those Homeworld rules upon you. The Earth was incredible in that way, even for us. Here, we could all be equals. Not a pearl or a ruby or a precious sapphire, but just us, crystal gems. Perhaps that's why we didn't mind what humans called us. Because on Earth, we were all gems. And as long as we were all on equal footing with each other, that was enough. Of course, it hasn't always been as smooth on the human side of things, especially because your kind seems to think one's gender decides the most ridiculous things. Oh, I remember once Dewey's granddad once tried to tell Pearl she shouldn't touch an automobile, and let's just say it's a good thing he was already old by then. Did that answer your question, Stephen? Yeah, I think so. Since I've been learning gem language from Earl, have I been using Pearl pronouns this whole time?